Hey, everybody. It's been a bit of a long day, but it's been a good day. We have a lot of information we didn't have at the start of the day, so I wanted to take a few minutes and just fill you all in on how it went and things we know that we didn't know. Some of this is going to include some information some of you have heard before, so I apologize for that. Some of this will be new, I think, for everybody. Had a biopsy this morning. This is the second biopsy of my liver. This one is basically a confirmation biopsy. We're trying to make sure that the cancer is the type of cancer that we've thought that it has been this entire time, because the efficacy of the next stages of treatment will hinge quite heavily on exactly what kind of cancer it is that we're dealing with. That was a much more pleasant experience than I expected it to be. The last liver biopsy that I had was I had to be awake for, and I can tell you that story another time. But I expected to have to endure that again, and got there today, and they knocked me out with a combination of fentanyl and Versed, which, while I don't recommend for recreational use, are absolutely fantastic if one must have a biopsy. They rolled me over on my side, and I don't remember anything after that. It was fantastic. So much more pleasant experience there. After that, Tiffany and I sat down with the director of the transplant program, the main doctor that heads that up. What that is it's basically the third line of my chemo treatment. Right now, I'm going through second line treatments. I go in for the second course of that this Friday, and I'll be in the hospital about a week for that. And then after that, what we're going to do is what's called high dose chemotherapy with autologous stem cell transplant. Now, what autologous stem cell transplant means is it's my own stem cells. What they're going to do is about a month after we complete the current chemo that I'm going through, the stuff that I'm going to go in for this week. About a month after that, they're going to go in and they're going to harvest my body's own stem cells. There's a whole process they go through for how they can do that. And then they're going to process those and store them. Now, the reason they're doing that is because the chemotherapy that they're going to give me next, which will happen probably about a month and a half to 2 months from now, is what's called high dose chemotherapy. And that stuff is basically going to destroy all of my bone marrow. It's going to wipe out the red blood cells, the white blood cells, and the stem cells. It's going to wipe out pretty much everything that's in there. It would kill me, basically. It's designed to kill the cancer. It's designed as a nuclear bomb to just wipe out the cancer. And it would kill the patient if it weren't for the fact that we have progressed to the fact now that they can give me shots to have my body overstimulated and overproduce the stem cells that make new blood cells. And then that forces those stem cells out of my bone marrow into my bloodstream. They can collect them, save them, and then re-inject them into my body as part of the chemotherapy treatment, which then allows me to stay alive and endure what would otherwise be an unendurable treatment. If that sounds rough on the body, that's pretty much what was communicated to me today. It will probably be 3 of the worst feeling months that I endure in my life. So I'm not really looking forward to that. But hopefully, to quote a good friend of mine, at the end of it, no more cancer. So what we've been told is that we've got probably about a 50% chance of wiping this out with the high dose chemotherapy. Now for the good news we got today. There is a tumor marker called HCG. And when we first found out that I had cancer, mine was absurdly high. In men, if you have an HCG level above 1, you have cancer, testicular cancer specifically. My number was 437,000. So lots of cancer, basically. And that number has fluctuated a lot throughout my treatments. After the first round of the first course of chemo we did, it dropped down to 3,000. We thought, hey, this is great. But then it just continued to fluctuate and bounce back and forth over the months of treatment that we did, to the point that when I went back in to start the second line just a few weeks ago, when I was in the hospital for a couple of weeks, my HCG number was all the way back up to 250,000. They ran the number again immediately following the application of that treatment while I was still in the hospital, and it had dropped to 69,000, which was great. Now that we're a couple of weeks further on, they ran my blood work again just 2 days ago, and I got those results today. And the number was 1,022. which is not only just a massive drop from where we started this second line treatment, it's the lowest number we have seen so far. The doctor I spoke to today was excited about the number. We'll just say that. He said, we're on a winning streak, which to me, it feels like we've had one win in a row right now. So I'm not sure that counts as a winning streak, but I'm very happy to take the wins that we can get. And I'm excited because we're starting another course of that chemo right now. So we'll see what that does to the number coming out. At the very least, what this should mean is that we are kicking the cancer in the teeth and then dropping a nuclear bomb on it with the high dosage chemo following that. We will be doing more blood work and a CAT scan following the second round. I suppose there remains a chance that the second round could completely eliminate the cancer. I feel like, based on how the doctor was talking today, that that's a little bit pie in the sky, but we'll see. Ultimately, we know that we are going in for this next round this week. I will be in the hospital for at least a week, and then we'll follow it up with preparation for the high dosage treatment after that. All in all, this is absolutely still a big fight. We have no idea which way it's going to go. But right now, it looks like things are trending in the right direction. And it is just really good news that the doctors believe I am a candidate for this high-dose treatment, because that has been a question mark over the last couple of weeks. So that was our day. I apologize for a bit of a longer video. This may be more information than you wanted. But with as much as people have now vested in our circumstances, I want to try to provide as much of an update as I can for people when I do have new information. Thanks once again to everybody who supported us with your prayers and your financial gifts. We very, very much appreciate it, and we love you all very much. Thank you all, and have a great evening.